Kajala mai khalaya menta kasngiru kelas aki biang ya kajingkiu ki bayo yo khanyang jingpang covid khat khandai. But kat kum kat tweet hapo kat Twitter jong u Chief Minister u Konrad ke sangma menta kasngi ki don hadu khat arngut ki bayo yo ni khanyang jingpang ki badai shpongut na ki BSF but arngut ki nong song snong bon phai pat nak ki wei ki jala. But kajala menta kadon hadu nripun ringut ki badang don yo ni khanyang jingpang. Kum sibenta ban perking ni ban penlong atkar penlong pikir hi pajba menteri rangba ulaya thu bak sarkar kalarai menta kasngi ban pen sistem daga badan kuna ya kinong song snong ki bambut ya ki kendon malaptha daga tanat ka kot khia kata bakantop ya ka jingdeng ya ki mas ka jingbam dei ban bia pathar bat ban yakiar na ka jingyajan parliament ne parabreo kata ka social distancing bat lada kasarkar kalap bagi pajba kinu gidan gi papen khanyi ni kendon kandan kuna sanspa tingka balada kiju kibreu kiyai beteng ban pen khanyi kendon kakuna kanlong hadu si hajar tingka.
Yes, I think it's important to speak about the COVID situation in the state today. Friends, we have seen that in the last few days the numbers have gone up and quite significantly compared to what it was about a week or 10 days back. In this, I would like to say that though the situation has become slightly more serious compared to what it was in the past, I would urge that the citizens and the people should not panic. It is a serious situation, but I don't think we need to panic. What is important to understand in this situation is that though the numbers are going up, these numbers are in categories. The first category is the BSF personnel, which means that whatever is happening within the BSF personnel and their institutions, which means that it is in a controlled manner in the sense that we are monitoring most of the things. And now that we have had a couple of meetings with the BSF, and tomorrow or day after, Chief Secretary will again have a meeting with the IG, who was under quarantine for the past few days. We'll be having a meeting, and I think more detailed program will come out. So the first category in the group is BSF, where the numbers have seen a spike. But what is good, as I said, is that it is within that category. The second category are people who are returning. So these people who are returning also are people who are following protocols, have to go through the checking system, which is very stringent. As you all know, I think Meghalaya has one of the most stringent entry mechanisms in the state compared to any other state. And the system that we are following is, I think, is a system that is very well oiled as of now, and we're ensuring that maximum checking is taking place. So returnees are the second category where we are seeing positive cases that coming up. Third category is the area along the bordering of Guwahati. So obviously Guwahati being a red zone in one way or a containment zone, and where numbers are going up. So obviously we are seeing the impact of that in the neighboring villages right across the border, especially in Khanapara and all these areas. So that's the third category where we are seeing numbers come up. But as I said again, since we have put a curfew, we have locked down those areas in Khanapara side. So we are seeing that it has been contained to large extent in that area. And the fourth category was just recently, which we were concerned about, and we still are looking into it, is the marriage that took place in Greenwood Resort, and the two people who came out positive from there. So that is the fourth category, and we are doing full contact tracing of that, and most of them have been tested, and most of the results have come out negative. The details of the exact numbers I don't have with me as of now, but most of the results are negative, and only two have tested positive there. So what I'm trying to say is that since the numbers are going up, but they're going up in these categories, there is a sense of control and containment, but it does not mean that we can take it easy. We have to be vigilant, we have to be very careful, and we have to ensure that protocols are followed. That was my first point which I would like to say. The second point which I would like to say is that when we are fighting COVID, it is not the government alone. It is the society that is fighting COVID. It is every individual in the state that's fighting COVID. Government has a very important role to play. Headmen's, religious organizations, different groups, different localities, all society as a whole has a role to play. I would like to urge everybody that we must realize our responsibility. We must realize that government will do its part. But if we as a society and if we as individuals act irresponsibly, then we must also be liable for that irresponsible act. And because of our irresponsible act, we are putting others in our society in danger. So I think it's very important that everybody, every citizen must act responsibly. I urge once again, it's not very difficult, but simple things like ensuring that you have a social distancing whenever you are standing anyway. Ensuring that you don't go out to locations which we don't need to. If you don't need to go out, just refrain from going out. Wearing a mask, no matter where you are, I think is very, very important. I think basic things like these, and personal hygiene, of course, is very important. If we follow these, I'll tell you a lot of things can go right. I want to give an example to you that when I visited Delhi, so we had gone there, and during my visit to Delhi, I knew exactly where I was going to go. There were only 3 locations which I had to go, and there was only one vehicle which I was going to sit in. There were only limited things I was going to touch. There were areas which I would not go to, and I would minimize my exposure during my visit, whether it was in Imphal or in Delhi. My point being that if we are careful about ourselves and ensure that whatever we do is not careless and we are responsible, I think we can ensure that this particular virus does not spread and we can beat this virus. So as I was mentioning, when my trip to Delhi, there were 3 locations I went to. I barely touched anything that was not necessary to be touched. I did not speak to people who I did not need to speak to. And I think if this kind of a habit develops among all of us, I think it's a good thing. And the reason I'm telling you this, friends, is because we don't have a choice. We need to get back to normal life. We need to start doing the things we used to do. The economy has to open up. The world has to move on. Schools one day may have to start. I'm not saying it's going to start tomorrow, day after, but we may have to. Obviously, our children need to go to schools. We'll need to start activating some parts of tourism. Now, for that, I think if we as individuals can get into this habit and a behavior of living with COVID, I think it will be the only way to move in a positive direction till we get a vaccine for this. So my appeal to all of you is focus on behavioral change and ensure that you as a citizen of the state must act responsibly, follow the government protocols. It is very, very disheartening to see that in the past incident that took place in this marriage, the government officials have been working day and night. It is not easy, friends, when you ask officers to man a gate for 4 months, day in, day out, day in, day out. Can you imagine the mental fatigueness that they will go through? So I think situations like these, we need to also act responsibility at our own level and ensure that we help the system and help the state and our people. So I'm disappointed with the way some people have flaunted certain protocols and rules, and I can assure the citizens of our state that we will take firm action against individuals who flaunt such kind of rules. Today we have also decided to fine people and individuals in public space who flaunt the protocols and the rules that are laid down by the government. There are 4 specific aspects. First is social distancing. Second is wearing of masks. Third is spitting, and fourth was social distancing, wearing a mask, and spitting, and there was one more. Sorry, I don't have the thing with me detail. No, I have wash. So there are 4 aspects, and we will be coming out with the proper notification in that. So those individuals who are not following those particular rules in public spaces, they will be fined 500 rupees, and different authorities and different agencies from the government have been authorized to do that. And if we find that any individual is repeating the offense, then the amount will be increased to 1,000 rupees. So we want this to be followed. This is a deterrent more than really a fine collection process. We felt strongly that in a lot of locations, people are not following the social distance norms. We found in a lot of locations and areas where people are not wearing masks. And we feel strongly that sometimes it requires a bit of seriousness and a bit of push and a bit of a carrot and stick approach to ensure that people take this seriously. And I would, through the media today, urge the citizens of our state that these are simple rules, but very, very important rules, which could help you protect yourself and your family members from corona and the COVID-19 virus. So it is in the interest of the people that we have decided to pass this particular rule where fines will be imposed now on people who are flaunting these particular protocols and rules that have been given by the government. So the friends, these were the basic things that we had discussed. If you have still any further questions, I'll take one or two more questions, then we can close this press conference. Thank you very much. Yes, we are going to receive the report today, but as of now, till this press conference was on, we have not received the report. We have been in touch with both the deputy commissioners, and they are going to submit the report within an hour or couple of hours. Post that, I'll be able to comment on that. We have asked them to prepare a detailed report. We want all the aspects and all the details of it, and maybe that's what's taking a few more hours. But we expect the report by this evening. Now, I think you've mixed 3-4 different issues out here. Number one, let me very categorically clarify that for the state of Meghalaya, we have not allowed the movement of people from outside the state to our state. That's number one. We're very clear about that. But this movement does not include people who are our own citizens who have been outside and they want to come back. So there are a lot of returnees who are coming back. So we are allowing the returnees to come back. The government employees who are coming back, mainly in the armed forces, BSF, and paramilitary forces, banking sector, Government of India sector, different power sectors. We have written to Government of India, but we have not yet received any kind of formal response from them. But those categories also have not been stopped. So Government of India and government employees who are there, who are coming back, the state government is allowing, but we've been very clear that the protocols need to be followed. And that is why even now with BSF, we are having multiple meetings, and the meetings will continue again tomorrow. It is after our intervention and the meetings done by the Chief Secretary's level that a lot of steps have been taken and the containment zones have been created. All follow-ups are being done. Medical assistance is being given to them through our health department. So all those aspects are being followed. But the movement of people as per movement from outside the state into our state has been stopped as of now. Yes, case-to-case basis, there could be senior officials who are coming in or senior ministers or officials. Those are a different category. There's a different issue. But in general, movement has been stopped. You see, export to Bangladesh, in fact, export of any nature has been allowed by Government of India. That's number one. So as a state government, following the directions from Government of India, we have also, but after few days, not on the same day, after waiting and watching, after few days, we also had gone ahead with a condition that it will depend on the respective deputy commissioners. And we have also mentioned that the local people and the local area headmans, whether the Rangbashnongs or Nokmas, and the public in general, will be taken into consideration before allowing any kind of process in those areas. So therefore, in most of the locations, if you see, even though Government of Meghalaya has given the permission, the local people have decided that they will not do it. So therefore, we respect that. Deputy commissioners have been asked to closely monitor situation and work with the local people, especially the headmans and the local bodies that are there, and assess the situation accordingly and go ahead with whatever is most appropriate, keeping safety and health as a priority.